Welcome to Season 3, Episode 20 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing the new Broadway play, The Shark is Broken, written by Ian Shaw and Joseph Nixon, and directed by Guy Masterson, recently transferred from London, running through November 19th at the Golden Theatre at 252 West 45th Street in New York.
Quiet on set.
Camera. Rolling. Sound. Speed. Marker.
Scene 191D. Take 2.
Action.
Let me tell you about the USS Indianapolis. It's 1945, Chief. Just left the island of Tinian. Lovely place, Chief.
Oh, for God's sake, I can't say this. It's duller than my tax return. God damn it! You are such a bad loser! Dumb luck! If you think I'm letting you anywhere near my booze after that stunt you pulled...
Jesus Christ, Ryan, I don't have a death wish, okay? Just, come on, I'm really good at finding stuff.
Bingo! Saints be praised! You're like a truffle pig boy!
They can put a man on the moon. They can't make a mechanical fish that floats.
I think we may have underestimated the power of the sea.
You know, it makes me think it would have been easier to just get a real shark.
You serious?
Sure, why not? Just get a tame shark. How hard can that be?
You ever seen a real live shark?
I'm from Queens, man. Of course I've never seen a real live shark.
Who gets top billing?
Your name is higher and it's in the middle!
But I am lower down and on the left.
My agent has screwed me again!
It's a thriller, a machine for making money. Do you really think they're gonna be talking about this in 50 years?
$50 at McDonald's. How many kids do you have?
9 so far.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Sorry, I really love that line.
It was a weekend of nostalgia for me, seeing first Back to the Future, the musical, Friday night, and then seeing The Shark is Broken at a Saturday matinee. Jaws is one of my favorite films and has been since I was 9. I guess I should be clear to differentiate that I'm saying it's my favorite film, not what I think is the best film ever made. The movie has a lot of problems from a technical perspective that I can cover at another time. Which reminds me, I have a new podcast called Yesterday's Matinee that is up, where I and a group of friends have a roundtable discussion on classic films. I'll leave a link in the description to its website as well as its Spotify page. Anyway, there are a lot of legends about the making of the film Jaws. Most of them, based on confirmation from various documentaries and interviews, are probably true. The play The Shark is Broken focuses specifically on the latter days of shooting when Roy Scheider, played by Colin, Donnell, Richard Dreyfuss, played by Alex Brightman, and Robert Shaw, played by his son and co-writer of the play, Ian Shaw, are all sitting off the coast of Martha's Vineyard on board the Orca, the boat on which they shot the film's finale. Filming goes over schedule as Bruce, the mechanical shark, isn't working, and the crew have to keep repairing the thing in order to finish the project. Roy, Richard, and Robert, meanwhile, are stuck on the boat each day, doing little to nothing productive except drink, gamble, and tell tales to each other. Tensions rise as the three men grow more flustered with their lack of productivity, and with Robert's alcohol abuse and Richard's mounting insecurities as an actor, fueled by his own recreational drug use, the two begin testing each other's tolerance levels with each other, with Roy attempting to be the mediator. How much of this is all true, I wouldn't dare say. Accounts vary as to what really happened those days at sea. In a speaking engagement with Richard Dreyfuss, who is the only remaining living cast member of the three, he said the conflicts between him and Robert Shaw weren't nearly as bad as legends have made it out to be. He did note that Robert did have his number, though, and knew how to get Richard aggravated or get him to behave however he wanted. According to Richard, the incident with the bottle of whiskey did happen, but didn't play out the way it's depicted in the play. But that's the nature of theater. Never is there a true story that is actually true. It's always based on or inspired by true events. Regardless of wherever the truth may lie, The Shark is Broken is a thoroughly entertaining comedy of three men struggling with being cooped up inside a small cabin in a ship every day. It's a cabin in a woods situation, except that it's in the cabin of a boat in the middle of the ocean. The three actors are fantastic. Ian Shaw, if a little skinnier and less bedraggled than his father, is still a dead ringer. It's interesting listening to him talk, as his natural timbre of his voice is a little higher, but when he starts reciting the famous USS Indianapolis monologue, he shifts into his father's raspy low baritone. Alex Brightman amps up the neuroticism and paranoia with Richard Dreyfuss. It's sometimes funny, other times sad and heartbreaking as he suffers a panic attack at one point. Colin Donnell probably has the hardest part to play as Roy Scheider. He delicately handles Roy to make sure not to step over his two more eccentric co-stars. Still, he does get one great solo scene where he's attempting to sunbathe on a boat while waiting for his next call. Speaking of the boats, Duncan Henderson has created a marvelous mock-up of the Orca with a cutout showing the cabin and storage compartments. For those who are looking for it, there is an actual yellow barrel from the original film in the set, which is a nice touch of memorabilia. The ship looks fantastic, and the video design showing the ocean slowly rocking up and down is delightful. I don't think you need your Dramamine to see it. It's not that bad. The Shark is Broken is a well-crafted play. I'm sure, based on my own enthusiasm and the built-in fan base that was present at the Golden Theater the day I was present, it's going to have mass appeal on the name Jaws alone. Regardless of how much of the play is true, it does pay homage to the film, especially the three actors, Roy, Richard, and Robert. I can understand if Dreyfuss has no interest in seeing the play, as it does color him a bit fractured at times. Robert, though, isn't exactly portrayed as a saint either, even if the play is a sort of love letter to him by his son Ian. The two characters are portrayed with warts and all. It'll be up to the individual audience to decide whether or not they think it's fair. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see The Shark is Broken, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. Your support is deeply appreciated. If you'd like to become a patron, I'll leave a link to my Patreon page in the description as well. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Ivyton Playhouse's production of Jersey Boys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.